So friends, Loki is that character of the MCU who was initially shown as a villain. But today, that same man has become the most important part of the entire multiverse. From a frost giant's child to becoming the protector of the multiverse, Loki's story has been the MCU's most complex and emotional journey. And now, when the story of Avengers, Doomsday will be focused on the multiverse itself, it is very important for us to understand Loki's past and present, because he will have a pretty big role in that film. That is why today I will explain the entire story of MCU's Loki in short. So let's see. Loki was born on a planet named Jotunheim, and he was an alien of the frost giant species. A long time ago, a war took place between the people of Asgard and Jotunheim, in which the Asgardians won. Then their king Odin found a baby in the temple of Jotunheim, who was the son of the frost giant's king Laufey. And because that baby was very small and weak, that is why Laufey left him to die. But Odin raised him in the hope that one day that child would establish peace between Asgard and Jotunheim. Then Odin changed the appearance of that child with his power, and gave him the name Loki, and raised him with his son Thor. But Loki was a little weak in front of the other Asgardians and Thor. That is why he was more interested in mental work and magical arts than fighting, because of which Odin's wife Frigga made Loki a capable magician like herself. But still, everyone liked Thor more, and Odin was also going to make him the king of Asgard. Loki was very jealous of this. That is why he kept trying to prove himself better in any way, and he had a great passion for becoming a king. Then one time Thor goes to fight with the people of Jotunheim with his friends, where a frost giant touches Loki. Touching them causes great pain to other people. But nothing happens to Loki from that. Only the color of his body changes, due to which Loki starts doubting his existence. After this, Odin strips Thor of his power and banishes him from Asgard and sends him to Earth, because he had started a big war without permission. On the other hand, when Loki holds a weapon of the frost giants present in Asgard, due to that he starts looking like a frost giant for a few moments. From this, Loki comes to know his reality, and he gets very angry at Odin. Then Odin goes into a deep sleep from this shock, and now Loki plays a trick to become the king of Asgard. First, he sends a magical machine named Destroyer to Earth to kill Thor. Then he joins hands with the king of Jotunheim and calls him to Asgard. But then Loki kills Laufey himself so that he can pretend to be good in front of Odin. After this, he starts destroying the entire planet Jotunheim. During this time, Thor does some good deeds on Earth, due to which he gets his power back, and he defeats the Destroyer. Then Thor returns to Asgard where Loki fights him, due to which both of them reach the verge of dying hanging from a bridge. Just then Odin regains consciousness, and he goes to save Loki and Thor. Odin had now come to know all of Loki's trickery. That is why he was angry with him, due to which Loki, being sad, drops himself down from that bridge. But still Loki does not die. Then he meets an alien named Thanos, who tells Loki that he wants a special object named the Tesseract Cube, which is present on Earth. If Loki brings that to him, then in return, he will give him one of his armies and make him the king of Earth. That is why Loki goes to Earth to take the Tesseract Cube and starts creating havoc there with the help of Thanos' Chitauri army. Then different heroes of the Earth form a team named the Avengers and stop Loki. Then Thor arrests him and takes him to Asgard, where Loki is imprisoned for his crimes. At that same time, monsters named Dark Elves attack Asgard. Their leader Malekith kills Thor's mother, and because Loki truly loved Frigga, that is why he feels very sad about her death. Then Thor asks Loki for help to defeat Malekith. Then in that fight, Loki is killed at the hands of a monster, due to which Thor feels very bad. But Loki was alive until now, and he had just pretended to die. Then he takes the form of Odin and starts ruling in Asgard, and sends the real Odin to Earth with his magic and traps him there. Some years pass like this. At that time, Thor was wandering on different planets in search of the Infinity Stones. Then when he returns to Asgard, Thor realizes that there is Loki there in the form of Odin. Then Thor goes to Earth with Loki to bring his father back, where Odin tells both of them that now his last time has come, and after his death, a big trouble will come to Asgard, which was his daughter and Thor's elder sister Hela, who was very dangerous, and until now Odin had kept her imprisoned with his power. Then Odin dies, due to which Loki also feels sad. Then Hela gets free, who tries to kill Thor and Loki. Both of them, while trying to escape from her, reach a planet named Sakaar, where Loki befriends the owner of that planet, the Grandmaster, and indulges in a lot of luxury there, and Thor is made a fighter there, and forcibly made to fight Hulk. Then Thor frees himself from there, and goes to Asgard, where Hela had taken over. Then Loki also goes to Asgard and saves the people there, and helps Thor in fighting Hela because now he had reformed. In the end, to kill Hela, Thor and Loki free a monster named Surtur, in whose fate it was written to bring about the end of Asgard, and because Hela got her power from Asgard. That is why destroying Asgard was necessary to end her. Then as soon as that planet and Hela are destroyed, then Loki and Thor make the people of Asgard sit in a spaceship and leave towards Earth. But on the way, Thanos and his companions attack them, because Thanos wanted the Tesseract Cube, and Loki had taken the Tesseract Cube from Asgard before its destruction, and kept it with him, and Thanos had come there to take that same thing. Loki here first pretends to give him the Tesseract Cube. Then he attacks Thanos. But then Thanos breaks his neck and kills him. Here the story of the MCU's main Loki ends. After this, an alternate timelines Loki was shown in Avengers Endgame. In that film, when the Avengers go to the past to steal the Infinity Stones, there in the year 2012, after the New York battle, Thor was arresting Loki and taking him to Asgard. At that same time, future Tony Stark comes there to steal the Tesseract Cube. But then he gets a slight push, due to which the Tesseract Cube slips from his hand, and the past Loki steals it and teleports to another country, due to which a new timeline is created, and because of this, the people of the Time Variance Authority i.e. TVA come there and catch Loki, whose job was to protect the multiverse and prevent extra timelines from being created. Then those people take Loki to their headquarters, where he is told that at the beginning of time, the multiverse i.e. many universes were entangled with each other, and a war was going on among them, which the Timekeepers i.e. three powerful people ended, and by combining some universes, they made a group named the Sacred Timeline, in which there were such universes that could not get entangled. After this, the Timekeepers created the TVA and gave them the task of protecting the Sacred Timeline. The future of all the universes of the Sacred Timeline was predetermined. But if ever there was any disturbance in it, and from that a new future or universe was created, then the TVA people used to erase it. Due to Loki stealing the Tesseract Cube, one such new future had been created. That is why the TVA people arrested him and erased that universe. Those people were about to kill this Loki too. But then an agent named Mobius stops them, because he needed this Loki's help in catching a Loki variant, i.e. a Loki from another universe. And that other Loki was a girl who called herself Sylvie. She was troubling the TVA people by spoiling the Sacred Timeline. Then when this Loki goes to catch her, Sylvie tells him that the TVA people had arrested her in childhood itself. Music, while she had done nothing wrong. That is why she escaped from their captivity, and has been hiding and wandering for many years. Sylvie wanted to take revenge from the TVA people, because they were ruining the lives of crores of people by writing their fates. Then Loki also joins her, and now he falls in love with Sylvie. Then both of them together kill the timekeepers. Then they come to know that those three are just robots, and the real owner of the TVA is someone else. That is why they reach the end of time in search of him, where they find a man named He Who Remains inside a palace music, who is the real boss of the TVA. That man tells Loki and Sylvie that centuries ago, he and his variants, who are also called Kong the Conqueror, came to know about the multiverse. Then they all got involved in capturing each other's universes, due to which a terrible war started. Then one variant among them, i.e. He Who Remains, destroyed all the Kangs and their universes with the help of a monster named Alioth, and made the sacred timeline, i.e. a group of such universes in which there was no Kong. In the end, he created the TVA so that they protect that sacred timeline. But because of all this, all the people of the universe could only do that work which was approved by the TVA, or He Who Remains, so that no such future is created in which Kong the Conqueror is present. Meaning, due to this, almost everyone's will was locked. But due to that, the multiverse was in balance. But now, He Who Remains was very bored of doing all this work. That is why he wanted to hand over his responsibility to Loki and Sylvie, because both of them were very clever and could take his place. Loki was finding this method of He Who Remains to maintain balance correct, but Sylvie was against this because due to this, people's freedom was taken away. That is why she sends Loki back to the TVA and kills He Who Remains, due to which the entire multiverse scatters, and many new timelines start forming in which Kang's variants were present. On the other hand, Loki had mistakenly gone into the past of the TVA, due to which he gets a new power which was time slipping, i.e. controlling time. On the other side, the size of the multiverse was increasing. Just then Loki comes to know from the TVA's engineer OB that due to these new timelines, the TVA's temporal loom machine, which keeps all universes stable, has now become overloaded. And if that machine gets destroyed, the entire multiverse will end. That is why Loki, Mobius, and OB think of increasing the capacity of the temporal loom. But only He Who Remains or Kang's variants could access or upgrade that machine, who had now come into this new multiverse. That is why Loki and Mobius search for one of them. Then they find a weak variant named Victor Timely. But then Sylvie also comes there to kill him. But Loki somehow convinces her, and takes Victor to the TVA, where he, along with OB, gets involved in increasing the size of the temporal loom. But in this attempt, he dies again, and Loki revives him every time with his power. In this way, those people upgrade that machine with great difficulty. But despite this, the temporal loom becomes overloaded and reaches the verge of bursting because the capacity of the machine was limited and the size of the multiverse was infinite. Then Loki feels that they cannot solve this problem. That is why he goes back in time and meets He Who Remains, who says that he knew that he would come back to him after wandering around. Then when Loki talks to him about the overloading of the temporal loom, He Who Remains tells him that besides keeping the timeline stable, that machine also works like a safety switch. Meaning, if the size of the multiverse increases a lot, then the temporal loom destroys all those universes in which Kong the Conqueror is present, and in the end, only the sacred timeline remains. Meaning, the multiverse of He Who Remains will. That is why he tells Loki that he should stop killing Sylvie and trying to give freedom to the multiverse, because its result will be bad and Kang's dangerous variants will come back. That is why he should join him or rule there alone. But Loki did not want to do all this. In the end, he himself destroys the temporal loom, due to which all the timelines become unstable and start dying. Then Loki revives all the timelines with his hands using his time-controlling power and his guardian magic. Meaning, he himself becomes a living temporal loom, which lets every universe live freely. From this, a new multiverse is born. at the center of which was Loki, who gave up his happiness and freedom and gave others a chance to live. And now the TVA people, instead of destroying every Kang's universe, were only killing the bad Kong variants. So friends, this was the complete story of MCU's Loki. If you like this video, then do like and share it, and to watch such interesting videos, subscribe to our channel and press this bell icon, so that you can get our videos at the right time. Only thing sing music, step by step the no time for.